Hi, good evening, and welcome you all in our session for business analyst, which we are, taking care of how to pursue your career into the business analyst part, or even if you are preparing yourself for the exam, we are taking care of that. So, without wasting much time, previously what we have discussed, let's start with that introductory part, and then we have yesterday started with the introduction of the stakeholders, how you can collaborate with them. So first we have taken care of the introduction part, where we have discussed the admin and ba comparison, and we have also looked into the business analyst part in a quick view, and their best skills, what are the best practices. We have taken care of those things in the previous sessions, and even we have also involved the development models and implementations life cycle. So till now we have covered this thing, and later on yesterday itself we have started with the stakeholder collaborations. So yesterday we have discussed how we can collaborate with the stakeholder while using some kind of tools, like to visualize the customer in a 360 degree. We have different kind of tools. We have whiteboarding, like the segmentations part. We have influencing technique, like how we can influence the stakeholder and our team, and how we can precisely build the relationship with the stakeholder and the client. And we have also looked into the storytelling, like how we have to tell the stories to your customer. Now, from today onwards, we will be starting with sales enablement. We will be looking into the sales side of business analyst, like, because the thing is, like, business analyst is also a medium between the stakeholder and the client, uh, and your team. While building a product, he is also pitching your product or process to the client, right? So he's kind of he's doing a job as a kind of sales. So we also have to look into the sales part. So from today onwards we will be starting the sales enablement part, and later on, from tomorrow we will be starting with the customer discovery. And uh, from tomorrow the last theoretical session will be based on customer discovery. So till now whatever we have discussed is purely based on the theoretical part, or you can say a definition kind of thing, or you can say learning, where you have to understood by by making some kind of skills, by using some kind of tools. But we have not looked into the tools exactly. We have not looked into the practical aspects of business analyst. So from 7th of July we will be looking into the practical sessions. We will be starting with the Salesforce, exactly, because this purely based on the Salesforce side. And people those who are new to the Salesforce, we will be also taking care of those people as well. So from 7th we will be looking into the practical aspects of business analyst, where we will be discovering about customers, but based on the practical aspects, how you can use the tools in a fruitful manner, so that you can understood the requirement and understood the client in a better way. So today we have a session which is based on the sales side. Tomorrow we will be starting on the discovery side, and later on the day we will be starting on the practical side. So this is the overview. Uh, so like we have in the screen you can see sales enablement. So sales is hard, right? Sales is something which is based out of your comfort zone. Like you have to move ahead from your comfort zone, because you are representing your company and your product to the stakeholder, where the stakeholder is blank. They are not sure what exactly the outcome will be. So you will be pitching your process and product to the stakeholder. Who are the stakeholder? And they are the end person, those who are giving you the requirement, right? So what will be the strategy, and what exactly you matter it? So how you can deal with these things, and you have to understand each and every stage, each and every step, to come up and to understand that particular problem and bring a solution for it, right? So in the first slide, sales enablement, we have some metrics. Choose your enablement goal. Define the behavioral change you need. Shape the new behavior you with the new training. Adapt, learn, and repeat. So this is a particular metric which have four segment out of it. So first one says that the metric has a uh, uh, the particular goal, right? So how you can start with your goal? There are certain segments of it: RAM time, win rate, deal size, and cycle length. So this particular, help you to build your particular matrix. What is RAM time? RAM time is something which is, which is helpful for your productivity, or you can say, uh, this is how long it takes for a particular sales rep to onboard and reach the full productivity of the process, right? Ensure this thing that reducing the RAM time is critical, right? It means that onboarding your new reps and reaching their full productivity should has to be reduced, so that you can, your process can have full productivity during the stages. This is RAM time, and ensure RAM time has to be lower. Now, win rate. Win rate is the percentage of, won deals. Like the customer has completed their journey and they are now satisfied, so that particular deal has been done. The percentage of winning the deals in your pipeline gives you the win rate. Higher the win rate means higher is the, winning, higher is the revenue, right? It means that your sales reps are good at closing, you can say this time. Deal size. Deal size gives you the average value of all the deals which you has been closed till now, right? It might be, obvious that if you want more revenue, you have to sell bigger. But often companies don't train people to increase the deal size, because they want their sellers or their customers to get a particular satisfaction for your process on behalf of your product, right? So it's true that deal size gives you the value of the deal closed, gives you the average value basically, but it's not a good method while, increasing the deal size, because they don't, the companies don't, train sailors or train you to increase the deal size. But it is also a matrix, that's why I have mentioned it over here. Then last we do have a sales cycle length. Sales cycle length itself says that this is how, long it takes for your seller to turn the particular lead into the uh, completed solution, or in closed lead basically, right? That particular lead has been now closed and it's already been went. So till the time of initial stage and the last stage, the length between those particular, or you can say the difference between the initial to the final, gives you the length of the cycle, sales cycle. And it's true that if you have a shortened sales cycle, which is, give you a higher efficiency and higher productivity. So first we have an RAM time which has to be reduced, and secondly we have a sales cycle which has to be shortened enough, because you want your, sales reps to close more deal and faster, right? So we have this particular matrix which gives you a full understanding about how business analyst and involved in the sales side of the company or sales side of the process, right? And what are the best practices? If we talk about the best practices for enable these things and enable these metrics, first one is connect the enablement with the data or with a particular CRM. In this case, we are talking about Salesforce CRM. So if we are connecting your data with the requirements, or we are connecting the enablement and customer data with a particular software, will gives you a visibility. Let's suppose in your Excel you have multiple records available, which gives you a somewhat idea about the particular record, right? How much deals has been completed, what are the rates of the completed deal, or how much deals has been lost. So in the same scenario, if we look into the opportunities of Salesforce, will gives you the idea of how much opportunities has been won till now, how much opportunities has been lost. So how we can build that opportunities report? By going into the report and dashboard, by creating a particular report out of the deal closed, out of the deal lost, will give you a visibility about your data, so that a particular sales or particular individual can be able to get the ability or get the idea of how they are performing on a particular opportunity or on a particular client side. So the best practice is to enable the data or enable the customer data, we can say, with a CRM, right? Or with a tool where you can get a full visibility about your data, so that you can have an idea about how the particular individual or how the particular sales rep is performing. Second one, you have to onboard sailor or your particular person in the work, in your particular flow, like the step from the beginning to the end. The best practice is to get that particular sales rep, even they are onboarding and learning, because it will help you to ramp up and will give you a revenue, because they have a full understanding about each and every step. When you do both in parallel, right? The onboarding them and trying to have them with your steps, they are learning and they are with you. When you do both in parallel, reps can check off milestones like activities completed and meeting booked. It's like first activity has been completed and now the meeting has been booked. They move with you, right, and throughout the pipeline. So you have to take it in a parallel manner, like first onboard them and move it from the beginning to the end. So onboard seller in the flow of their work. Okay, this is the best practice. Third one, you have to create some kind of learning content. In our Slack channel as well, we have some kind of resources available for you to go and learn about business analysts use cases and some kind of recordings. So made in the future as well, we will be providing some data sheets, ebooks, or some kind of demos of the particular product. So similar manner, you have to create a library for your rap, so that they can learn, so that they can relate your particular process in each and every stage, right? That can be anything, your product slide, or your what I just mentioned, ebook, a data sheet, demo, or some kind of competitive intelligence report, so that they can be able to aware about how market is working, how their competitor is working, how their competitor is ahead or might be behind them, right? So they have a full understanding about each and every one in the market, if you provide those kind of insights to your sales rep. All right, so these are the best practices, like how first you have to connect with them, and gives the full visibility if you connect the data with the particular CRM or particular tool, and onboard them, and gives the full understanding about your product or process while working in a parallel manner, and then create the library for them, so that they can have resources available whenever they need. Okay, is there any doubt or queries you do have? Any queries? All right. So I took it as a no. So now we have a use case, which is a demo company, and they have some kind of issues with their, you can read this Get Cloudy Consulting, which is a particular name of the company who is a consulting firm. And they have been focusing on digital transformation, right? They are moving from traditional stages to digital transform their particular process for even each and every department of their company, or you can say across all industries, right? They are going through a particular transformation themselves as their firm is expanding globally. It means they are globally expanding, and each and every process has to be transformed digitally. Whatever the manual work they are doing, they have to transform it digitally. They have their existing tool which book the deal faster, or sometimes they are doing it in a manual way, but they have to identify each and everything, how they can make it sure that each and every process is now being digitally transformed without having any kind of hurdles during their process. So what is the best practices, how a sales operation improve this particular issue, how they can ensure that yes, the particular firm Get Cloudy Consulting can move from a traditional approach to the digital approach. So there are few stages, or you can say a few steps, a particular sales operation people or sales operator can understood those condition and can operate this particular thing with the help of their team, and roll out the product or the process with fruitful manner, so that the Get Cloudy Consulting can get the desired result. So, what are the best practices? The first one is diagnosing the problem, right? How you can diagnose this by see, the thing is like, so for the same, the job has to be shadowing enough, because you have to understood what exactly client is doing. You have to interview, might be a number of team members in your in the Get Cloudy company, right? Or might be their team members, those who are involved in that particular process, so that sales rep come up with few kind of problems or few kind of solutions out of their process, right? Let's suppose it getting harder and harder to keep that particular data to clean, right? So how they can understand that thing? They have to determine a particular strategy so that they can improve that particular process, and they might take some new kind of system, right? So first you have to diagnose the problem or the challenge. Let's suppose previously we have talked about this. Let's suppose they are having a issue to clean that data. How you can come up with the strategy? You have to make sure that whether that particular data matters to them or not, right? Whether you have to make it sure that that data has to be and clean enough so that the next process will not hinder, right? Once the strategy is determined, you are now able to build some kind of process or build some kind of system, might be with some small number of sales, might be with another team member who can preview your work, or who can help you to get the desired result and provide some kind of feedback, right? So till now you have understood how you can diagnose the problem and identify whether a particular tool is been working or not, and then you have to come up with a solution, come up with a new process altogether, right? And then you have to test that particular process with some kind of people, like suppose finance team member, sales team member, or the HR team members, or any other department subset of the basic users. so that they can identify it and gives you an idea or gives you the feedback of it. Then if each and everything is working fine, then you have to roll out it for each and every person. All right. So till now you have learned about how broad your responsibilities, and you can say the business activities which covered by sales operations. You also got familiar with the sales operation strategies which we have just discussed, like adopting the new technologies and identifying the ways how business can sell more efficiently. So these are the business cases where business analyst cases where sales got involved or sales operation got involved. Okay. Now we have a third part which says that alignment is the key to Salesforce success or might be any kind of success. So why alignment needed? Alignment gives you an idea how different processes or how different departments work in many organizations. Like let's suppose in your particular organization there are departments, right? Business and IT, they work in a isolation. They didn't even have a full idea what exactly IT person is doing, what exactly the HR is doing. So they have been working in a isolation. So let's suppose for a project, particularly IT based project, you can say what typically matters is like the business define their requirement to the IT people, and then throw it over the wall to the IT that okay, this is the thing which we needed. Okay, and you have to do it. I don't know how you can do it, but I need the result. This is the business person or executive do to the IT people, right? Now what happened? IT, then implement the requirement and test it and present it to the senior manager, just to think, not only we told that it wasn't the solution that the business needed, because the thing is like business requirements are different, and IT people didn't even have a full understanding about the process. So that is the perfect example of lack of alignment. You can say there is no uh, you know uh, transparency about the work or the process. So for successful program, the path to ROI, you can say, is secured with a real partnership across all the businesses and IT stakeholders which are working together on a common goal. And this goal should be documented, right? Documented in the form so that each and everyone has a idea about what's going on right now. So this particular goal should be documented in a proper way, in a or you can say in a programming vision, or in a strategic vision, or you can say in a process, a step by step process, so that which happen to be a part of the first principle, so that they can have a full authority about what's going on in a particular process. So that's why alignment is needed. In the second in the second stage, we have discussed about the operation of the sales rep. They have the process. They are particularly using some kind of tactics to pursue their goal. And in this particular stage, we have discussed about the alignment to the salesforce or to the stakeholder. Now we have moved to the used case where performance is the key. Okay, so what exactly performance is and how we can measure the performance of a particular team member or a particular individual. So in the screen you can see there are many person, there are many people, those who are involved in a particular business, right? Because this is not a case of single department. Each and every one has got involved if you have to pursue the particular process to get a real time outcome, right? So sales people are there, customers are there, market is there, finance is there, people those who are key to them project, they are there, solution is there, service is there, and after building a particular product, social or you can say community got involved. So how you can measure the success of each and every one, right? So sales, we have a pipeline gives you a full idea what is currently running and what has been currently closed, right? So pipeline gives you the idea what is has to be taken care of and how much business we have closed right now, what are the key accounts which we have to manage, right? So in this particular you can see the screen, the first line, sales, a pipeline, closed business and account manager. So it gives you the whole idea about the sales part, the pipeline part, where you have the full idea about the what's going on, the closed business part where you have a full idea what are the businesses which we have closed, and the key account management where we have to focus where the sales people has to focus on. Now the customer, how we can measure the performance of the customer? By letting them know that they are satisfied, they are engaged enough in a particular process, by NPS, the promoting score, right? The net promoter score you can say. It gives you the idea about whether the particular customer is promoting our product or promoting our business to other client as well, other people as well. And by retention ratio, or you can say how we can retain the customer, right? So gives the performance of the particular customer side. Second, third one, market. The market share gives you the idea about how particular market we have captured right now. What are the areas where we have captured? Let's suppose if I am dealing with the cosmetic side, what are the creams? What are the shampoos? What are the product pipeline we do have, and how much market we have captured with those particular product pipelines, right? So market share gives the performance of the market. And share growth, like if we have particular segment of the particular product, we have we have to even sometimes share the growth to different market as well, right? And it gives you the brand representations, right? So the market gives you the performance basics, right? How you can analyze the performance of the market by these things. Financial, exactly, you can understood by the terms like in the MBA we learned about the management is a practice, right? So in this particular area we are be learning and mastering each and everything, like how we can make a revenue, what are the operating profit, how we can get the return on equity. So these kind of financial terminologies help us to get the idea about the performance of the particular product or the process, right? People people are the key performance index measure, because they are the one those who are involved from the beginning. We have to retain each and every people those who are key to the project or to key to the product process, right? Because they are helping us to get an idea what exactly they have to build. They have a full understanding, so we have to retain those key people. Then we have capabilities and the training part of those people. If they are involved, they have to be trained enough so that they can give you the full understanding of the process. And then you have people those who have a talent to build a particular process or to build a particular product. So you have to be attractive enough to or you can say you have to retain those particular talented people in your process so that they can be helpful for you or your product, right? Then solution. Solution gives you the quality or gives you the innovation side of thing, right? If you are looking into the performance, where you have a best quality product, so this particularly gives the performance of the solution, that yeah, this is the best quality product I have ever seen, or this is the innovative product I have ever seen. These kind of performance matrix gives the solution, gives the idea of the performance of the solution. And even if you have some kind of solution which is being cost effective, so you have a full idea about this, okay, that this particular product gives the cost effectiveness. So this solution is the also a matrix, give where you can check on the quality part, where you can check on the innovation part, and the costness, or you can say if cost effectiveness of the particular solution. Then service. If you are into the service industry, you have to be responsive enough, right? You have to you have a full understanding about the customer, and you have to responsive to those particular customer, right? Which gives you the performance index, basically, you can say, because responsiveness is also a metric of your service in performance, right? Next, customer rating. In customers, we have ratings for that particular service, right? Whether we have gone through a good service from that particular sales rep, or from that particular process, they give the best 5-star rating. And if they are not getting enough service, they give the 1 star or minus kind of rating. So that particular customer rating is also provide you the performance for your services. And even the understanding of the customers, how customer is well understood about your process, about your product, gives you the rating, gives you the idea about your process or about your services. So that is also a matrix for your service performance. Now the last part of the business process, which is the social. If you have built out some kind of process or your product which is not feasible for a community, large community, then that particular process is or product is not of use, right? Because they are not serving much community. So community services should also CSR, you can say, right? So that CSR part is also you can say matrix for judging your product or judging your process or judging the performance of your product. And then you can say the sustainability part. If that particular process has been sustainable enough, can helpful enough for the later years, then you can see that the result is good. If they are not sustainable enough, then it means that performance is not good for the large community. So basically, this is the matrix which help other people, those who are involved. What are the way areas? This gives the idea about the business performance, or you can say a product performance, which you have built, right? I have quoted one thing: a goal without a plan is just a wish, right? So you have a goal, you have particular outcome of your process, or you have a particular idea about your product. So if you wanted to reach out there, how you can measure with these kind of metrics? You can measure that particular process, or with these kind of metrics, you can measure your product performance, right? To be successful, there are only two areas which you need to be taken care of, or you need to give full attention to these things. Setting the right matrix, this is the matrix which I'm just showing you. So, and if you have a full right about your process, you can build the particular matrix out of it, and then properly interpreting this particular matrix into a good result, right? So this particular thing gives you a full understanding about how your process is working. Am I clear on my path? Is there any kind of doubt? Because later on we will be looking into the job stories part, which we have to cover this. and we have been also talking about ideation, prototyping, and then we also look into the excellence part. So is there any issues, is there any queries which you can feel to ask? Is there anything?
Excuse me, sir. Can you please tell about the customer retention? You were telling the right, the satisfaction or engagement, and then the retention, the part. Can you please explain that once more?
Sure, sure, sure. So,
Thank you.
see, in each and every businesses, we have a particular process, right? Where we build from the scratch till the customer got involved in that particular process, right? So, if we have built out something good, the customer got satisfied. If we have built out something worst, the customer not gonna use our product or process forever. So satisfaction gives our rating, or satisfaction tells us about the performance of our product or our business. Okay. Second one is engagement. Engagement is something from the beginning, or from the stages where customer got involved, from the initial stage. If we have
Mhm.
involved from the initial stage, what exactly the outcome will be, they are aware about each and every stages or each and every process which we are going to do it in the later stages, which we are going to
Okay.
do in future. So they are having a full understanding about how particular product is building, how particular process is being moving. So satisfaction and engagement gives a idea about the performance of your product or your process. Am I
Okay.
clear?
Yeah, that's good.
And then
Yes. Thank you.
second part is NPS. NPS is
NPS.
a net promoting score, which
Yeah.
exactly a score method, or you can say a 1 to 5 rating. If you can visualize in your mind, there are net promoting score in from 1 to 5. If you are giving the 5, then it means that your product is good, and if you are giving it on the one, that it means it required and some kind of improvement, right? So it means
Yeah.
your customer is giving idea about your product, how they are performing, how your process has been performing, right? And
Yeah.
next one
Okay.
is retention. Retention is a process where a particular customer has to be retained, like they have to use your
Mhm.
product again, right? How you can retain those customer? By pitching that, okay, previously we had done some kind of mistake, now we have come with some good idea, now we have improved that particular product, now we have offer with this particular process product. So retention of this particular customer also give you an idea about your product or your process, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Am I
Yes.
clear?
It's clear now. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is basically a matrix which help you to understand your particular people, those who are involved in the processes. Okay, and setting this particular matrix, which has to be right enough, so that you can interpret the result at the last. Because after all, the satisfaction of the client, those who are giving you a requirement, is must, right? If they are not satisfied enough, then particular performance of your process is worst. It means whatever the issues are, you are being responsible for it. The stakeholder will be telling you that, okay, I don't want that particular product because I am not satisfying enough. So setting up a particular matrix in each and every stages, or each and every people those who are involved, gives you an idea about how your process is working, how your product is working. Okay. All right. So now moving forward, we have a job stories. Uh, Later on the days, we have talked about user stories. So user stories and job stories are two different thing. Okay, user stories we will be covering in later days, and how we can build user stories we will be looking into that as well. But today, job stories and how job stories are working, what are job stories, what are the ways of creating job stories, what are the various things which is involved while building a job stories, because job stories are also important enough. So that let me tell you what exactly job stories are. All right, so in the screen you can see one sentence. Can you complete this by adding these blind? When I there is a bracket situation, and I want to, and then blank, and again there is a bracket which says motivation, so that I can, then blank, and then there is a bracket outcome. So in this particular sentence, can you try to complete it by your own? There is a hint written in the sentence that first you have to come up with the situation, then you have to add it with the progress statement, then later you have to add the outcome of it. So there are three segments of this particular line, or you can say there are three sentence segments of this particular sentence, right? First one is situation, second one is statement which says that now we have progressed enough, third one is outcome which says that okay, this is the result. Okay, in the segment where we are moving forward, we need some kind of motivation, right? Motivation can be negative, motivation can be positive, it depends upon the people, right? So in the second stage or second segment, we have to add some kind of motivation. First we have to encounter the situation, second we have to come up with the motivation, third, which is our outcome. Based on the motivation, we have to expect that outcome. Okay, so how you can build the you job stories? Do you know how do we connect all those big ideas into a simple task? you know this makes the customer as a best experience, because you are breaking a large or you can say a large statement or large requirement into a simple stages, so that each and everyone, those who are involved using that particular tool or that particular process, get an idea that okay, this is what my job is, this is the task which I have to perform, right? So that customer need will be fulfilled, and that particular requirement will break down using particular sentence, right? So we have this particular framework. So try to complete this sentence by your own, and the hint are on the brackets. See that particular example which is written just down the line. Think about yourself for a second. When I might be when I'm traveling with my family, you know I want to, what I want to make sure that we have everything we need for the kids or for the people those who are traveling along with me, right? So that I can, or so that we don't have to buy anything when we get there. This is the outcome. Once we reach out to the destination, we don't have to buy anything. And the situation was, I am traveling with my family, and the motivation was, I have to make sure that each and everything which I wanted to buy has with me. So the sentences got completed with the situation, and then progressive statement, and then outcome. So this is how job stories build. Second one is which I have make it by my own. When I travel internationally, I want to feel like I am enough, so that I can feel like a local and not a tourist, right? So job stories come from the real people, right? They are from the real scenarios those people are working on, and user stories are based on the personas. Okay, so think about job stories in your in this segmentation of this particular sentence, and come up with some kind of job stories in tomorrow's session. Okay. All right. So with this, we have completed today's session. We have covered the personas of the real people, which makes you or which help you to build job stories. We have covered the performance matrix, which helps to understand a particular product or process in a better way. We have also gone through some use cases and best practices of a real time scenarios where business analyst people got involved in the sales, and how sales help business analyst people to come up with the solutions. Okay, so this is what we have covered till now. uh, the virtual whiteboarding, from the whiteboarding to the sales part. Okay, in the later on days we will be covering the customer discoveries, and also looking into the sales force side. Those who are new to the sales force, they will be taking care of that particular thing. So we will be also onboarding new people as well, those who are might be having some kind of Salesforce knowledge. Okay, is there any kind of doubt, is there any kind of issues, you can please do let me know.